today's episode, Christian learns what it's like to be a dairy farmer. The morning of day 9, we had a very scary incident this morning. We tried to build a route across Ireland on only small roads. We explore a hiker's route to see if we can get our horses across. That's not manageable. And Christian and I make it to Sheepshead Peninsula. Christian and I saddle up and prepare to ride on the Wild Atlantic Way. The Wild Atlantic Way is a road over 1,600 miles long, winding around the entire western coast of Ireland from the bottom to the top. Because it's a popular touristic route, we are happy that the summer holidays are over. The roads should be much quieter than during the tourist season, and we head out to meet again with the lovely family in Dunmanus. In the distance, we can see Fastnet Rock, which is supposedly the last piece of land that the passengers of the Titanic saw on their way to New York. We stop for lunch and to check our route, and Christian discovers a small hiking trail heading in the same direction we want to go.
We can even go there.
We were told that hiking routes are not suitable for horses and to avoid them, but we decide to take a chance to avoid the main road. Oh, Lily stopped moving for 5 seconds. That's amazing.
We're going adventuring now. We're not entirely sure where this goes, but it's better than a road, we believe. Ooh, what was that? It was a bit marshy, yeah. Q. Yeah, Q dived a bit in the front. Good girl, Q. Good girl. That got me. Well, there's signs, so it goes up, but there's a gate. And it goes a bit steepish, maybe. Shall I check on maps whether I can see where it might go?
Easy girl.
It probably connects to Nokafuka, which is a place somewhere. So yeah, let's go.
Well, it's falling. Stop.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, it's very marshy here.
We wind our way through the marsh and follow the hiker signpost up the mountain.
Good girl, Q. Post is a bit silly. What am I doing? Shall I try that?
No.
Because they put the post right. Oh. Oh.
Very excited.
Oh, cute. Oh. 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 Oh, up there. Okay. But I feel like here's actually some goat path, which is nicer. Oh my goodness.
Determined to continue on the hiker's route, we search for a way down the mountain to go up to the other side.
It slopes back there. We're not going straight down.
no, what are you doing?
The path is there.
Where? That's not manageable. That's not manageable.
So then we go further back. Try to go up there.
Yeah, over there.
I think there's a kind of slopey thing.
Hang on. It might be very long down there.
Okay, we have to turn around again. Yeah? We have to turn around.
Yes.
Oh, good girl.
We follow the signposts, but eventually come to a rock face, which is far too steep and slippery to ride on the horses.
Shit.
Feeling defeated, we turn Lily and Q around and try to find our way back to the road.
Your bag is very nicely balanced today. I think because the sleeping bags are out.
We attempted to ride up a path. I guess it was a footpath. We got quite a ways and then had to turn around and come back because there was too much slippery rocks on slope, so they weren't going to go up the slippery rocks. But Lily and Q, that was their very first off-road adventure. It was quite steep and marshy, and Q was sinking quite a bit, and Lily's not very confident with a rider up this kind of terrain. I mean, she lived her whole life in a square field in England, which was quite flat. So yeah, we're very proud of our girlies. Christian, do you have anything to say?
That was spectacular. Spectacular.
Hang on, Lily, hang on, hang on. She wants to go back to the road now, I think. She's like, where's the flat road? Ho 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 ho. Stay, stay, stay. Trying to mount horses with all this equipment is a very challenging task. Lily doesn't want to stand still anymore. She wants to go back to the road. She's tired of this. We reach Dunmanus and the horses settle in for the night. Christian decides to help with the dairy farm and spends his evening milking and feeding the cows and calves.
Just walk up to her. You're not sure about me, are you? There's a lot of cow bumps behind me. I'm milking. Huh? Your bags are totally fine today.
We rode from Dunmanus to Durrus, well, past Durrus, and it was a miserable ride on a main road.
Hey,
Yeah, it was quite rainy and quite windy, so we had to wear our ponchos and then had to tuck them in somehow so that we don't sail too much.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it was a very grey, rainy day, and the drivers were not slowing down, most of them.
yeah, not quite aware that kind of running through puddles next to us might spook our
Splash
horses.
us. Yeah.
So they just go with 70 kph or something, just speed by.
And splash our horses,
Splash
and then
our
freak out. And there's this big, like, stone wall drop to
the ocean.
to the ocean next to us. So it's like, I don't know what some of them are thinking, to be honest.
But we're still motivated.
One of us is. Another friend of a friend has sorted our horses for the night. We cook our dinner as night falls. We camped in the arena last night. Last night we built the tent in the pitch black. It was quite dark. We're on the Sheepshead Peninsula. So last night was the first day in Ireland. On day 8 it was that we actually used our tent and we had to camp. And Hi, cute, cute. Cute, cute.
Andrei, what is it today?
We decided to give our horses a day of rest from the long trails and take advantage of the beautiful arena instead. We play with Lily and Q and enjoy some flat work. Q became Christian's horse a year ago, and he's been schooling her ever since. She's an ex-race horse thoroughbred, and many people wouldn't think she's suitable for a long-distance ride. However, during our long journey, Q proves more and more how wrong they are. Christian learned to ride on Lily 2 years ago when we first moved to England together. Lily has been Christian's biggest teacher, and they've spent a lot of hours in the saddle and on the ground bonding with one another. Good girl. Oh, what a good girl. What a good girl. It's the morning of day 9. Sorry, I look like poop. We were camping. We had a very scary incident this morning. Q's foot got caught in the metal fence in the field she was staying in. It happened while I was out trying to catch Lily, so I saw her get caught, and luckily she just stood there and waited for help to come, so she didn't panic too much. But the metal wire got trapped inside of her shoe somehow. It was horrible.
She got one side of the shoe, the back of the shoe caught in here, and one side of the back of the shoe caught in here. So she was standing there. So to get her out of it, I had to cut the fence twice, either side of this string, so that the shoe actually comes free, and then she had to pull a bit and it came out.
We're on top of the Sheep's Head. We hit the trails and ride over to the other side of the Sheep's Head Peninsula. We've been on the road for 10 days now, and although our journey is still only just beginning, we have a feeling some big changes are on our way. Next time, Christian and I have fun at Kumanor Stables near Bantry. And for the first time on our journey, we have to ask strangers for a place to stay.
She didn't yet come back with anything useful.
So what's our plan?
Carry on. Do you know anyone on the other side with a field?
And his number is 086
086